Hey, so to continue my cool beer week that I'm having, I'm going to take a look at another Gilman Brewing Company brew out of Berkeley. This is Ferme Noir, which is a dark saison, coming in at 7.7%. So it has roasty, malty flavors, and it still has that good saison funk to it. And the yeast is Brettanomyces, which, if you know me, you know is not necessarily my favorite yeast style. But in this beer, it's really delightful. So I like beers that I'm like, oh, I don't think I'll like that, and then I try them and I think they're great. So beautiful dark beer. It looks a lot. Oops, that's gonna make a mess. It looks a lot like a brown ale when it's pouring, although it's a little bit darker than that. Oh, look at that, just barely over the top. Not a lot of light gets through this. A little bit of like ruby hints, but really not a lot of anything. So even darker than even darker than a brown ale might be, like a porter or a stout maybe. Smell wise, just like I suggested, malty, lots of toasted malt in here. That very characteristic kind of saison or Belgian ale funk is in here. Horse blanket, I think it's often described as. Let's take a drink. This is like a beer mashup of all the interesting flavors and beers that I really like a lot. So it's malty and toasty. It has a kind of, you can definitely taste the grain. Almost reminds me of chewing popcorn kernels. Very grainy. Or actually just biting grain pieces. It's a little bit metallic. And it's a little bit sour. I think that sour is from the Brett. It hints at coffee. It's got that cool funkiness to it that you get out of a saison. Saison specifically, but it still has hints. It tastes a lot like a dark Belgian ale, I want to say. And so an interesting kind of mashup of all of those things. So definitely billed as a saison noir, it's Ferme Noir, but definitely billed as a dark saison. I really think you can think about it as like a dark Belgian, a funky Belgian. And it's pretty delightful. So nice crisp carbonation, really clean finish. Yeah, great beer. Nice kind of medium body. It's not too heavy. Tiny little bubbly carbonation. It's delightful to drink. So all around, really just a great beer. I feel pretty stoked that I stumbled upon Gilman Brewing. They have a lot of great beers on their lineup. They have an IPA, a beer called Fear the Hornets, which is a rich malty golden ale, but with green chilies. I can't remember if I tried that or not. A beer called Antifreeze, so it's like an East meets West IPA. They have a smoked porter. They have a couple of different saison type beers. So they have a French saison that uses a special house strain of yeast, and I'm not certain what that is. French inspired, crisp and spicy. Oil Pan, I did a review on that yesterday, so check that out. It's a chocolate stout, one of the better stouts I've had ever. And they have a farmhouse, so a Belgian saison, and a nitro brown ale. I don't know why I didn't try that. I think that was something that I missed the opportunity about, but it's called Secret Brunch, and it's a smoked malt. Oh, so it's like smoky maple bacon, but nitro. And I almost am kicking myself for not even trying it. So definitely check them out. Some really great beers there. The two that I took home were great. The two that I drank there were great. I definitely recommend that you try them. So that's Gilman Brewing Company on Gilman between, I think, 8th and 9th. in Berkeley. And this beer is Ferme Noir, a dark saison, coming in at 7.7%. If it's a beer you've had, share with me. I would love to hear your thoughts on it. Thanks so much for watching. Have a good night.